Call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Yahweh Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth who rule well, as it is written in 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 17. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is Matazah Lacham. Okay. I was out preaching Sunday, Easter Sunday, in the rain, against these goddamn evangelical Christians, Pope Francis, and all this other bullshit. And then I was looking over some of the brothers' videos, and all the brothers said Pope Francis died on Easter Sunday. Yeah, praise the Lord then. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Yahweh Kakwadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Yahweh Kakwadash. Hell yeah. Die off, you Edomite punk bitch. Advocating for homosexuals and punk shit, man. Godless motherfucker. I'm sorry, people. I got a little bit ahead of myself there, cussing and whatnot, but you got to understand where I'm coming from, man. You get sick and tired of this bullshit. Two men walking down the street holding hands and all that other madness, you know. So let's watch this video about this dead Edomite that all these people go to worship as God on earth bullshit. Vicar of the Son of God.
Mourners gathering in St. Peter's Square as more than 1 billion Catholics around the world remember Pope Francis.
I was in Rome at the announcing of his death, and we felt the sorrow.
These the first images of the Pope lying in a simple wooden coffin. The video showing a ceremony last night in the private chapel of Francis's residence. Vatican News today describing more of the Pope's final hours.
Buona Pasqua.
Saying after going among the crowds on Easter Sunday, he enjoyed a quiet dinner. Then suddenly at dawn on Monday, he fell sick and died. Among his last words, thanks to his personal carer for encouraging him to go among the crowds on St. Peter's Square. Today, cardinals arriving in Rome to discuss what comes next, announcing there will be a procession tomorrow morning as the Pope's body is moved to St. Peter's Basilica. He will lie in state there for 3 days, allowing public viewing until the funeral on Saturday.
Okay. Okay, check this out, man. Right, what is it? Pope Francis. Let's pull that shit up on the internet. Pope Francis says it's a Satanism. Okay. Did Pope Francis say all paths lead to God? Okay. Pope Francis, right? Pope Francis stated that all religions are paths to God and compared them to different languages expressing the divine. Okay, now how the fuck does this asshole know what's divine and what's wicked when he advocates for these priests, these Catholic priests, to punch little boys in the fudge, and then instead of punishing them with jail time, they simply move these devils to a different parish where they can continue to punch little boys in the fudge. Okay? However, critics have interpreted this as a challenge to the core tenets of the Catholicism. Right? Pope Francis made the statement during an interreligious meeting in Singapore. He also used the analogy of different languages to express the same divine truth. Okay, controversy. The statement sparked significant debate and criticism, with some accusing Pope Francis of promoting religious indifferentism and heresy. Okay, a fundamental tenet of Catholic faith is that Jesus Christ, this Edomite trash white dude, is the only way to reach God, right? So, it doesn't make any sense, man. All religions. So, all religions now. Uh-oh, there it is. I knew it was in here somewhere with that bullshit. Pope Francis, Satanism is a valid pathway to God. Wait a minute. Hold on now. Headlines now. Okay, what day? Come on now. You're doing too goddamn much. Pope Francis, Satanism is a valid pathway to God. That's what this Edomite said now. Pope Francis has declared that worshiping Satan is a valid pathway to having a relationship with God. According to Pope Francis, every religion is a way to arrive at God, including Satanism and paganism. Okay, hold on now. Now they don't let this motherfucker continue with his bullshit. Addressing an interreligious meeting of young people in Singapore just before departing for his return flight to Rome, Francis turned one of the central themes of his pontificate interreligious dialogue. Right? One of the things that struck me about all of you here is your ability to engage in interreligious dialogue, and this is very important, he told the crowd. Okay, now you see that, right? I know you see that, right? Can't say nothing. Hold on. That's a whole different video, ain't it? Leaving aside his prepared speech and speaking largely off the cuff, Francis instead spoke chiefly on dialogue between religions, having just taken questions from a Catholic, a Sikh, and a Hindu. What the fuck? Whatever. The meeting's widely varied mix of creeds represents Singapore's status as one of the most diverse religious nations in the world. Focusing on this, Francis urged that no religion be given priority, but that individuals instead focus on parity between beliefs. Whatever, man. See, this is the lie that these Edomites push, man. Okay? If we start to fight amongst ourselves and say my religion is more important than yours, my religion is true, yours is not, where would that lead us? Okay? That's what we preach. It's the same thing. And it's not a religion is more important than a religion. This is a bloodline inheritance that the Israelites are a part of. From Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, Abraham, Isaac, and Moab, Abraham, Isaac, and Ammon, Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. It don't work like that. The Bibles, all the different Bibles come from the King James Version, NIV, NLT, ASV, ESV, all of them say the same thing in different words. But it says the same thing, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob was a brother of two sons that Isaac had, the son of promise, the son of Abraham, friend to the Most High God. And the Most High chose Jacob and put Esau off to the side. Why does the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hate Esau? Well, because Esau squandered his birthright and his blessing for one morsel of meat, like it tells you in hold on, let me see. What was that? Boom. Like it tells you, Hebrews 12 and 16, right? Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. He sold it to his younger brother Jacob for one morsel of meat. He sold it. Okay, let me give you a picture of what it looks like when you do something so silly. Just give you a little picture of it so you can see what's going on. Salakia. All right. But yeah, boom. He sold it, his birthright, to his brother Jacob that you see on the screen before you for red lentils and pottage. That's what he sold it. Immortality in the kingdom of heaven for the modern day equivalent to a deer meat stew. You put this same concoction in an oven, okay, in a pot, come back 3 hours, what you got? A pot roast. Okay? That's what he sold it for. He sold immortality in the kingdom of heaven for a pot roast. This is the reason why the Most High God hates this Edomite son of a godless devil. Okay? And then Pope Francis goes back, right? This is Esau. This is Esau, right? He came out red all over like an hairy garment, thus his name was called Esau. And afterward, his brother came out. Why didn't it describe what his brother looked like in detail? Because his brother looked like everybody else on the planet. Everybody looked like Jacob. Esau was the only one that stood out. Okay. You see why he stood out now? Okay. I'm just checking. And he sold his birthright for one more. This is the reason why the Most High God hates this devil. Okay? Ain't no way around it. Okay? Continuing, the Pope declared that each religion is a means to attain God, stating, every religion is a way to arrive at God. There are different languages to arrive at God, but God is God for all. No, he's not. Okay? That's blasphemy. Okay? The Most High God in heaven, his name is Yahweh. And when these people mention God, what do they mean? God of what? God of the air? God of the paint? God of a hole in the ground? God of a car? God of a TV set? God of your goddamn iPhone? What God are you talking about? There are many gods. Okay? Let's get that. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 5. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many. Right? But to us there is but one God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Father, whom are all things, and we in him. And one Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, by whom all things, and we by him. We, who? The Israelites, man. Let's get it. Hold on. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Verse 17. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. The Most High rejected him because of that red pot that you saw earlier. Okay? Full of red pottage and lentils. Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. Right? Okay? For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. And this is how he's seeking it out carefully with tears, right to this day. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 31. Okay, this is how Esau Edom is trying to search out repentance carefully with tears. Jeremiah 31, verse 36. If those ordinances, which are the ordinances, let's start up at 35. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divide the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts, Shartaza Bawath, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Adawan Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, is his name. Verse 36. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So the Esau Edom is trying with tears to try to make the seed of Israel, right? Because Jacob wrestled an angel and prevailed, and his name was called Israel, right? That's in the English version, okay? In the King James version, okay, in the Alashawan Kodash, Jacob's name is Yaquab, okay? And Israel means Yasharallah. Israel in English means he who wrestles with God. Yasharallah means prince of God. Okay? Yashar Allah, okay? Prince of God, aka Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, and the foundations of water, like it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 5. We just read that. Okay? Verse 37, thus saith the Lord, and this is how Esau Edom is trying to search out repentance carefully with tears, right? Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, so what they're trying to do, go into outer space with the NASA, right? National Aeronautical and Space Administration. NASA in Latin means liar or hypocrite. All of these acronyms that these Edomites come up with mean something evil or wicked. Okay, it just does, man. If you do your own research, okay, you got a Google search engine. Get the fuck off of TikTok for 5 minutes and do some research on your own. I'm sure you can. I do it. You know, the people tell me, I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't tell. But I digress. I went the wrong way. Once again, I'm sorry. Salakia. Okay? Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all of the seed of Israel, which are the 12 sons of Jacob, who are Israelites, right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Simeon, right? Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, right? Hold on. Zebulun, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, right? Hold on. Yep, right. See? All these kids and all of the children that each one of these tribes, each one of his sons had for generations, the Most High will cast them all off. Okay, let's get that. Psalms 94. There it is. Psalms 94 and 14. Okay, let's start at verse 12. Psalms 94 and 12. Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teachest him out of thy law, that thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity until the pit of the dig be digged for the wicked. And the pit has been digged, right, for this Edomite trash. Okay, they got a pit digged, a hole in the ground for this punk. Okay, praise the Lord. Okay, hold on. For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. Okay, say it again. Psalm 94. For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. NLT. The Lord will not reject his people. He will not abandon his special possession. Let's go get more proof. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Okay. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Above all people. For you are a holy people who belong to the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your power. Of all the people on earth, the Lord your God, Yahweh, hath chosen you to be his own special treasure. Okay? Come on now. So the Most High said why he's doing this. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. The only people that he brought out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, were Israelites. So the only people that he will never forsake nor abandon as his inheritance are Israelites. Not Israeli, not Ishmaelites, not Moab, not Ammon, not no one else. Fuck them. The only people that he is not going to abandon or cast off forever are Israelites, those that he chose as his special possession. Okay? So when they say, when Pope Francis talking shit out the side of his neck, listen to this. Every religion is a way to arrive at God. There are different languages to arrive at God, but God is God for all. No, he's not. We just proved that. Okay? He chose the Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the services of the Most High and the promises. Who had the services of the Most High as his servants? The Israelites. Who did he put above his servants to serve him? The Levite priests. Okay? Who are today called the Haitians. Okay? I'm just telling you, man. Okay? Okay, the adoption, the glory. Who gets the glory? Israelites. That's who gets it. How are they going to get that glory? When their bodies are changed from corruption to incorruption, from mortal to immortality. Okay, like it tells you in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52 through 54. Okay? That I'm just telling you, man. Get mad. Okay? And how is God God for all? For we are all sons and daughters of God, but my God is more important than your God. Is that true? Yes. Okay. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the most important thing in your life. Let's get proof on that. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall bring every work into judgment, and every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. What secret things did Pope Francis push out? Right? Hold on. Let's get back to the top. Let's read it again. Pope Francis, Satanism is a valid pathway to God. But this motherfucker just died on Easter Sunday. They put it on after he left from worshiping Easter eggs and bunnies and all of this other miscellaneous bullshit, right? Then he kicks the bucket. They put it in the mainstream media. Remember, these Edomites control the mainstream media. He died that day. He went home and went to fucking sleep, and that was it. Get sick. How is he going to get sick? All he did was went to sleep, and that was the last thing that happened. Okay? What does it say? A man is cursed with 70 years. If a man has more years or lives longer, than that is nothing but pain and sorrow. Okay? So the man was in pain and sorrow for 18 years. Almost 20 years. But he enjoyed that pain that he was in because he was punching the fudge in the little kids. Ruining them psychologically, mentally, spiritually. Okay? This is what this fucker does. And advocates for other priests on their local Catholic parish to do the same thing to other people's kids. Really? But they worship this punk that he's a false god on earth, right? Okay. Where was we at? Right. There is only one God, and each of us has a language to arrive at God. Sikh, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, there are different paths. The Pope's words were warmly welcomed by those present in the hall, which included leaders and representatives of Singapore's many religious bodies and the large papal retinue. Francis also dedicated time warning of the dangers of bullying and urging young people to have courage to move forward in interreligious dialogue. See? This is what he advocated for this bullshit. LBGTQ. Right? They can all this is talking about they want to make and encourage them to build a safe space where they can discuss their differences without fear of bullying, because dialogue is something that creates a path away, Francis says. Right? And they just hang on every word this Edomite says. Right? Whatever, man. Okay, now, see, All these doctrine teaches that the fact is knowable since the Catholic Church alone has the first 4 marks of being the true church: one, holy, Catholic, and apostolic. Bullshit. Okay? See, that's the difference between a Hebrew Israelite and Islam, a Hebrew Israelite and Christianity, a Hebrew Israelite and Catholicism. They are all religions. Being a Hebrew Israelite is who you are. It is a bloodline inheritance. Okay? It's that simple, man. False prophet. Definition: someone who falsely claims to speak for Yahweh or divine inspiration, often with intention of deception or harm. They are not true prophets, but rather individuals who use the guise of prophecy to promote their own agendas to mislead others for monetary gain. Okay, I had to write that down. Okay. Vatican City, Rome, Italy, controls all pagan religions worldwide. Okay, they are part of the 3 unclean spirits. Let's go to unclean spirits. Boom. Is it Revelation? There it is. Revelation 16. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Almighty. Right? And this is the words of Yahweh Shai in red. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, right? Or Armageddon, or the place of Yahweh's judgment, or the place of a skull. And the 7th angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." Okay? So all of this is going to happen, man. Okay? But my point, what I was trying to say, was out of the mouth of the false prophet, right? These evil spirits, unclean spirits like frogs, which go into the world working miracles. Where else does it say they're working miracles? Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Okay, got that one. You know I got that one memorized. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It'll start there. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Who is the son of perdition? That man of sin. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The devil the Bible speaks of, man. Okay. This guy. Okay. See this guy right here? This is the son of perdition. Esau, Edom, the man of sin, revealed. Okay? That's who it is. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all. Are they not? Is not Donald Trump Agent Orange, one of these Edomites? And he opposing all of the tariffs. He was opposing all of the laws of the land, the laws of the court system, in order to push his wicked agenda. Okay, in order to pull the plug on America, so this way everybody here can be just slaves. I mean, that's what he's doing. And he's exalting himself above all that is called God. He wants to shut down the prophets. He wants to shut down Christianity. Me personally, I don't give a shit about Christianity, but how can you shut down the prophets? He knows that the prophets are here back in the reincarnation because he understands reincarnation. President Trump understands reincarnation, and he understands that they must pay for the sins of their forefathers, as it is written, okay, in what is it, Jeremiah 32 and 18, wasn't it? Okay, verse 17. Ah, Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth by thy great power and stretched out arm, and there is nothing too hard for thee. Thou showest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompensest the iniquity of the fathers unto the bosom of their children after them. Let's go get recompensest. Okay? Recompensest. Shalom. Let's get it.
Strong's H 7999. Shalom. Shalom.
To be in a covenant of peace, be at peace. Right? Recompenses. To make peace with, to cause to be at peace, to be in complete sound. To be complete, injured. Make safe, complete, finish. Make safe. Right? Requite. Reward. Right? Because what I was looking for was a reward, to restore, to repay. Right? That's what I was looking for. Okay? I'm sorry I had to make that plain. Okay? To reciprocate in various applications. To make amends, to make an end, to finish, to make in full. Right? To repay again. Okay? To recompense, render, requite, make restitution, restore, reward. Okay? Kindred is the root. To be completed, finished of a building. Right? Thou showest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompensest the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. The great, the mighty God, the Lord of hosts is his name. Let's go over here and get Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 41, right? Verse 6. Let's start at verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. Right? Recompenses the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of the children after them. Right? The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. And this is my point. Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Okay? That wasn't us. We didn't do anything to you guys. That was my great, 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 great grandpappy. Right? The iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of the children after them. That's what they're complaining about on TikTok. We shouldn't have to pay for the sins of our forefathers. Bullshit. Right? Hold on. Let's go get Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man hath an ear, let him hear. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity, the iniquity of their fathers, right, shall go into captivity. Shall recompense the iniquity of their fathers into the bosom of their children after them. The children, sinners' children, shall complain of an ungodly father, for they shall be reproached for his sake. Okay? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Who are the saints? Let's go back over here to Psalms. Psalms over here at 149. Verse 6. Let the high praises of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Let's read it again. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. Right? Psalm 83, the tabernacles of Edom, and of the Ishmaelites, and of Moab, and of the Hagarenes, and of the Egyptians, and of the Ethiopians, and of the Philistines, and of Amalek, and of Tyre and Sidon, and the children of Lot, Ashur also shall help them, and Gabal. All these different nations of people are in the World Economic Forum. They are at the United Nations. They are part of EU and NATO. Okay, they are also a part of the World Health Organization. They are also part of Club of Rome. That is the Club of Rome. All of the elites of all of the different nations that I just told you. Okay? To execute vengeance upon the heathen, recompenses the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. Who's going to do it? The great, the mighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord of hosts is his name, Shartazabawath, right? The Lord of hosts. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, right? Like it says in Psalms, okay? No, Jeremiah. Whatever. I have so many biblical precepts pop in my head all together. You know, it all comes together, you know? But anyway, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them this judgment written, this honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. Who are his saints? Psalm 148, verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the Israelites, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. Okay? So that's what's going on, man. These devils are done. They are finished. Okay? And they trying to do everything they can to get out of their judgment, man. And it ain't gonna happen. Okay? I told you about the false prophet. The major impetus for the calling of the Council of Nicaea of, 359 or 325 AD, right, arose in the theological dispute among the Christian clergy of Alexandria concerning the nature of Yahushua, his origin and relation to Yahweh, the Father. Okay? And these individuals, these popes, were all a member. They were all members. They were disputing of the validity of Yahushua HaMashiach of being the Son of the Most High. So what did they do? They changed what he looked like to what they looked like. What does that say? What is this? First Maccabees. What is that? Chapter 3, verse 43, I think it is.
Do you want your phone?
Salakia. Every time I try to use this app, it just blows up in my face. Every time. Okay? Without question. Every single time. But yeah. You know, that's what these devils do, man. See, I can't get this damn thing. It won't quit. You know, Lumi's in flash. See, that's what I mean, man. Okay. Yeah, okay. First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 46. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mashpah over against Jerusalem, for in Mashpah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. And they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Right? So what they did was they painted over the images of what the Son of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, actually looked like, and they painted over and put this bullshit up. Okay? This is what the Son of the Most High looked like by biblical description. Okay? Skin is fine brass. Hair made of wool. Skin is fine brass as though it's burned in a furnace. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And the reason why his eyes were as a flame of fire, they were bloodshot all the time, because the man didn't the scribes and Pharisees, didn't they accuse the man of being a wine bibber? A wine bibber is the modern day equivalent to a wino or an alcoholic. Okay? And the Son of the Most High wasn't a man to where he would be admired or he would be desired, like it says in Isaiah chapter 52. He was not a man to be desired or to be looked at. He was not an attractive man. But they put up this long-haired, attractive, homosexual punk bitch that looks all effeminate like. Okay, and made him to be the son of God, and everybody can get and can relate to that. But they can't relate to a man that's a stern, mean-looking, austere man that don't take no shit, with hair of wool and skin as fine brass as though it's burned in a furnace, and his voice the sound of many waters. Right? This is the face that they put up when the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images over the images that were. See? So Pope Francis is complicit in that bullshit as well, and pushing the same unrighteous laws and decrees. Right? Talking about Satanism as a clear pathway to God. Okay? Let's go to, where was I at? Almost at an hour. I'm trying to speed up as I can. Okay? Let's see if I can go to, what was it? Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And the simple go to the basilica and worship this dead Edomite trash. Okay? Real shit. This is what they do. Okay? It's all about, a small group of people in control of the entire world, man. It's crazy. But that's the truth. Okay? But anyway, let me get off this video. I done been on here too long. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.